Hey folks, Swiftmaster79 coming at you with another MSIA video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the rather oddball figure. This is what many may refer to as the quote-unquote mustache Gundam. This is the Turn A Gundam, or Turn A Gundam, whatever you prefer to call it. You know, it's all a matter of speaking it. Anyway, this is from the Turn A Gundam series. This was the main character. I forget the name of the pilot. Lauren Basara Ivan or Evan or something like that. But nevertheless, it's all about the figure in this review. So anyway, I got them on eBay. The prices, I'll tell you right now, the prices range anywhere from 30 to 60 bucks. But I'll tell you right now that this guy was worth every penny. He's just so cool looking. And I mean, he's just, you know what I mean? He's just such a break from the regular old, you know, ground types or RX-78s. I mean, it's just so, he's so interesting, I think. And he's the only figure from the Turn A Gundam series that they released in MSIA. They did release 3 or 4 different Turn A Gundam figures in the Robot Damashi line, the K-Pool, that red custom K-Pool, I forget the name of the pilot that flew it, and the Turn X Gundam. I don't have any Robot Damashi figures yet, so I just haven't been able to bring myself to buy any yet. I'm too big a fan of the MSIA. Anyway, this guy was released back in like 1999, so he's like one of the earlier figures. But that doesn't mean that isn't a bad thing at all. His articulation isn't astounding, but it's very good actually. And besides that, the detail on this guy is just phenomenal. Quickly, I'll show you the box he came in. It's very plain, as you can see. It's one of the early MSIA box. Just says Gundam down there with the A, you know, flipped around. It says Gundam called Turn A Gundam. Anyway, it's the old style box where you take that open, the tray slides out. Side there, nothing real interesting. And of course, the back. Says Mobile Suit in Action, Turn A Gundam. Shows him in a whole bunch of different poses with all of his different accessories. As you can see, closed hand and open hand. You can replace the parts when the breast hatch is opening. Okay. You gotta love the really wonky English to Japanese, or Japanese to English translations on the back of these. See, each joint is movable. You can make any pose you like. And then there he is in a nice diorama scene there. Pretty cool. You can use mount part to install shield and rifle as shown. You can see that there. Saber grip can be mounted on the back of shoulder. The shield and rifle can be held by hand. The Gundam hammer and saber can be held by hand. Installing position of weapon mount part. Please take off the saber joint part on the back of shoulder. Can slide the cover of rear rifle. Okay, but yeah, he basically is just in a bunch of different positions showing, you know, all the different features that you can do with this guy, since these don't come with like instruction manuals like the American versions did with the you know, part underneath that, you know, folded out for the instructions. This guy was never released in the American series line because, well, for more than obvious reasons, they never brought the Turn A Gundam line to, or the show into American series. I think there is, I don't know if there's dubbed versions of the anime itself, but I know there's at least subtitled versions. So definitely something you want to check out. It's very interesting. They make, you know, they have some Zakus and, you know, stuff like that in there. They're not called Zakus. They're like, I forget what they're called. Something weird. But if you look at them, you're like, oh, that's a Zaku. Anyway, onto the figure itself. Here's the Turn A Gundam, also known as the Mustachioed Gundam, for obvious reasons, because he has a mustache. Anyway, articulation for this guy is pretty good. This is technically a version 1, so he has a ball-jointed neck, as you can see. It's kind of stiff because I just got him today in the mail. Ball-jointed, ball-jointed shoulder. Sorry, I always get those mixed up. Swivel elbows that can turn at the bicep. The shoulder armor is on a swivel, sort of, but it doesn't come off, which is pretty neat. At least so far it doesn't, knock on wood. The waist, you got a swivel there. Got ball jointed hips, swivel wrists by the way too. Single joint knees and ball jointed ankles. As you can see, he doesn't really have like a thruster backpack. which isn't a bad thing. There is a number of different things you can plug into his back here, actually. First of all, let's go over his accessories. He comes with the mounting bracket that can be plugged into the back, as you can see here. Just plug into this lower hole, plug that in, and then on the shoulder there's another peg that you plug in there, and then you've got this goofy contraption going on in the back. He has his shield here, which is nice and shiny and panel lined. I always like that about the Japanese figures. They're nice and shiny. They have that clear coat almost, looking thing on them. On the back here, it does have the shield connector. You connect that right in there, and then you can hold it, like that and carry it around. But to plug it into the back, you actually got to remove this, and this will plug into these two pegs here. If I can get it to hold still for a second. You can plug it in. Now this is a little loose, but I don't mind. You can see it plugs in very nicely back there. Comes with this beam rifle, which he can hold. Very detailed. I mean, just look at the panel lining and stuff on that. See if it'll focus. Just very, very nice. The handle does fold up, and then this whole back section folds in, and you just clip it onto the back here, like so. And then you got his armor going on in the back, so he can be all cool and have a mustache. Anyway, you can take those off here. Like I said, he comes with his shield and his gun. He also comes with these two sections that have a beam saber hilt in them. They don't like to stay in too well. It's kind of loose. I might put some super glue in there to tighten it up, or just glue them in, because the blades, the hilts on the actual beam sabers he comes with aren't removable. So those just plug into these two little holes in the back here. I mean, they stay on the back very nicely, but the hilts just like to fall off. But that gives us his beam sabers here. Very nice, very pink. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like this one is slightly darker pink than the other one. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm pretty sure this one's a little darker pink. I don't know if that was intentional or what, but you can see very detailed handles. They're not panel lined, but it's no big deal. So, he can dual wield some sweet beam sabers if he wants. He also comes with the Gundam hammer, which is a little disappointing because it's not a chain. I mean, it's molded to look like a chain. It's just a piece of plastic, so it just kind of hangs there. So he can't, do any dynamic poses. He just, like on the back of the box, all he can really do with it is just pose like he's holding it like that, and then it looks like it's, just touching the ground. But I mean, any accessory is a cool accessory. But it's pretty detailed, as you can see. Not as cool as the regular Gundam hammer, but it's no big deal. It does come with two extra hands, which are the closed fists. He doesn't have any necessarily trigger fingers or beam saber hilt holding hands. It's just kind of like a mixture of the two, as you can see. They hold the beam rifle and the beam sabers equally well, because the beam saber or the beam rifle doesn't have the trigger there. It just he just kind of holds it. So, I mean, it holds on pretty tight. I mean, it's not going anywhere. But I wish it would have been, you can fold it under his arm or something like that, have him hold it. You can have it, come around front, and then he's holding onto the handle like on the back of the box. Something cool like that. But, see, there goes one of the little beam saber handles. Just plug that back in there. Anyway, he also comes with, let's see, he comes with this open chest part, which you can replace with the front. You just pop that out and replace it with the open chest vents for the missiles. Now, looks really detailed, actually, which is really neat. As you can see, I think that focused. But that looks just really cool. And another great thing about this figure is the panel lining. The panel lining looks so good on this figure. I mean, panel lining looks good on most figures, but on this guy, it just looks phenomenal. Give you a nice close-up look. There's lots of little paint details there, as you can see. The panel lining is just great. I mean, look at that. All over the place. Lots of paint detailing. Panel lining is just I love it. I love it. That is my dog. Anyway, I'm just blown away by the detail in this figure. Ah, you little bastard. Anyway, like I said, the detail in this guy is just great. I mean, he looks cool, is cool, will always be cool. Oh, another thing, his crotch does come off to turn into the core fighter, which is just funny in itself. Anyway, that is the Turn A Gundam from the Mobile Suit in Action line. His prices range anywhere on eBay, like I said. I think I mentioned it in the beginning of the video. Anywhere from $50 to $75. But I got mine for a pretty good price too. See, it's all about, I mean, just keep looking, keep searching until you find one of those rare figures for a really cheap price. It's not going to happen all the time. Some figures you're just going to have to suck it up and, shell out the money for. Oops, there goes the shield. But I mean, if you just persevere, you're eventually gonna find a really nice figure for a really nice price. So this is the Turn A Gundam. Quickly, I'll show you a size comparison to a regular GM ground type. You can see he's slightly taller and he's a lot skinnier. Anyway, this is the Turn A Gundam. Definitely something you want to pick up. Just the uniqueness in itself is just worth the price. So thanks for watching. Until next time, this has been Goofmaster79. Subscribe to my videos if you like them, and Semper Fi, Marines.